Glencore, the Swiss commodities trading and mining company operating across 50 countries, has long faced accusations of unethical business practices from tax evasion to environmental destruction. We use Deep Search Labs to conduct a comprehensive analysis of thousands of media articles and social media commentary to reveal the full extent of corruption allegations haunting this corporate empire. A review of 10,000-plus media reports and 40,000-plus social media posts from 2006 to 2016 uncovered stark contrasts in the narratives around Glencore's global operations. Mainstream business media focused predominantly on Glencore's financial success, strategic partnerships, and market performance. The discourse highlighted Glencore's trading volumes, lucrative deals, involvement in Bolivia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and other resource-rich countries. In comparison, social media discussions presented a far more sinister picture, with users leveling extensive corruption charges against the commodities giant. While media coverage largely ignored such allegations, online commentary implicated Glencore in systemic ethical violations across geographies and industries. These accusations ranged from large-scale tax evasion and egregious environmental negligence to child labor and illicit political lobbying. Tax evasion ranked foremost among the corruption allegations against Glencore on social platforms. The company was accused of manipulating accounts and dodging taxes across its global subsidiaries. In Bolivia, Glencore reportedly faced threats of nationalization over tax evasion by its tin mining operations. Similar allegations emerged around Glencore's copper mines in Zambia, where the company was claimed to be avoiding taxes through transfer mispricing schemes. In Australia, where Glencore registered significant profits, the company was said to have paid little or no income tax in 2013 by exploiting loopholes. With revenue of over $200 billion, Glencore's tax contribution was labeled disgraceful. The Australian Senate investigated the miner alongside technology giants like Apple and ExxonMobil for tax avoidance strategies. These allegations underscore concerns about Glencore's fiscal ethics and transparency across multiple countries. In addition to tax avoidance, social media commentary provided copious evidence of Glencore's blatant environmental malpractice across 3 continents. The company's subsidiaries stood accused of dumping toxic waste, depleting natural resources, and desecrating indigenous lands without consent. Glencore's zinc mining operations in Peru bore the brunt of severe ecological damage allegations. The company was blamed for causing extensive pollution by improperly disposing of hazardous waste from the mines. Similar accusations surrounded Glencore's copper mines in neighboring Chile. However, the most grievous charges emerged around Glencore's mining activities in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the corporation was indicted for dumping acid-laden mining waste into the Lula River. Meanwhile, in Australia, Glencore's MacArthur River zinc mine faced public condemnation for contaminating the surrounding wilderness and threatening pristine water sources. Indigenous groups strongly opposed the destruction of sacred natural sites for Glencore's commercial interests. The disturbing environmental allegations surrounding Glencore's global mines raise urgent questions about the ethics of its operations and willful neglect of ecological and human rights. Beyond environmental damage, social media activity revealed Glencore's alleged complicity in child labor within its Congolese mines. The company was accused of turning a blind eye to the abhorrent practice of employing vulnerable children for mining work in dangerous conditions. Furthermore, in Australia, Glencore ignited the ire of Indigenous communities for actively depleting resources on sacred ancestral lands without their consent. There were increasing calls for acknowledging native title deeds and compensating Indigenous tribes for the cultural and ecological losses inflicted by Glencore's aggressive mining. Arguably, the most damning category of accusations against Glencore stemmed from its suspicious financial links to powerful political figures worldwide. Most prominent were the alleged deep ties between Glencore and the Clintons. Social media discourse highlighted the puzzling pardon issued by President Bill Clinton to Glencore's founder Mark Rich, who was indicted in the U.S. for tax fraud and illegal oil deals. Discussions suggested that the Clinton Foundation enabled Glencore access to African and Middle Eastern resources through its ties to the political elite. The questionable and secretive role of Tony Blair, who was apparently involved in lobbying for Glencore's merger, also faced scrutiny and skepticism online. Another prominent political figure previously involved with Glencore was Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of South Africa. In 2011, Ramaphosa partnered with Glencore as their black economic empowerment partner during the company's acquisition of Optimum coal mine in South Africa. This partnership proved mutually beneficial. Glencore gained a stronger foothold in the country's valuable coal sector, while having Ramaphosa on board enabled Optimum Coal to retain its status as a black-controlled business per South African ownership laws. Questions also arose around Glencore founder Rich's close ties to Russian interests and links to politically unstable countries. The company's shadowy political connections across continents further tarnished its image, as confirmed by online commentary. The expansive analysis of 2006 to 2016 discussions reveals alarming gaps between Glencore's commercial success and the human and ecological ruin left in the wake of its global operations. It lays bare the limitations of media reportage on Glencore, dominated by its financial gains rather than ethical, environmental, and political controversies. In contrast, social media discourse presents a mammoth compilation of corruption allegations that demand urgent answers. From mass tax avoidance to child labor, toxic waste dumping to Indigenous rights violations, Glencore stands accused of unforgivable corporate sins. Yet it operates untouched and unchallenged, evading both media and regulatory scrutiny. Have an unbiased view, see the bigger picture.